Okay, so hello guys. I hope I'm not talking to myself. Those who are observing me, I would like us to have a very quick chat so that we can complete this thing once and for all. I don't know if my network is good, but I'm hoping things will work out because, yeah. So let's go. Julio Fulio. Well, I think you know the guy, right? I think you know the guy. We can do this, right? So I think we have to watch. Let's watch some videos. Let's watch some videos. Let's watch some videos. Let me browse here. Just a quick one. Where are you? This desktop. Uh-huh. We buried the dead. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? So guys,
My name is Sean
this is
Gapright.
who? This is Sean Galbright.
SeanGaprightsT.
So Sean Galbright
I was born on October
is
20th,
among the
2005.
victims.
Mr. Gafford, you've heard
Sean
people
is
speak
among
here
the
today on your behalf and
victims.
yesterday, and I know that you wanted to address the court and the jury. So I would like to
Sean is
ask you
among the
what you want the
victims.
jury to know.
How can I put this now?
I just want to address the court today, and, I'm not here to dispute anything. I'm just
How
here
do I
to
insert
be a
this here?
man and take responsibility and express my feelings about
Guys, I'm still
this whole
learning.
situation. You know, that's what I plan on doing.
Okay. And how do you feel? What?
I feel very remorseful. This is a terrible situation. It's been a traumatic experience.
Let me ask you this. So, how old were you when you were arrested?
I was 18 years old.
We heard that you had started some college. Obviously, probably didn't get very far, right?
Right.
What have you done since you've been in jail? Is there programs? Are there things that you can do there?
So, I've gotten into programs. I've also, I grew up, in church and, in a Christian household. So I refocused my, life to Christ, and, I've taken a lot of religious programs. I've read the Bible from cover to cover. I've tried to, share some word, and, we have prayer circles in the jail and stuff like that. I've led a couple, prayer circles, and I've tried to, kids around my age or, younger, since I'm 20 years old now, that when you turn 18, you go to the adult pods and stuff like that. So if I see somebody who I see, has a lot of potential and has a chance to keep them from, basically being able to be corrected at this opportunity and not come back. I try to take them under my wing. As you see, I have a lot of resources and a lot of family that love me, and they've even, asked me like, hey, is there anybody in there who doesn't have somebody like that, who, could we send them some money, like, anything like that. So I've tried to, be a vessel for God to pour over my blessings into those around me.
We heard from Mr. Benoska, who said that, in prison that there is opportunities at times to be a mentor or do orientations and peer-to-peer things like that. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
Of course, I definitely want
like that. So I've tried to
try my absolute best to
be a
course correct anybody from
a vessel
falling down
for
the
God
path that
to
they don't have to take,
pour over my
especially
blessings
youth.
into
I feel like
those
that's my
around me.
calling
We
that
heard
God has
from
put on my
Mr.
heart
Benoska, who
to
said that, in prison that there is opportunities
be a mentor to the youth
at
and be
times
a
to be a
positive
mentor
influence.
or orientations and peer-to-peer things like that. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
Of course, I definitely want that. So I've try my absolute best, be a course correct anybody from
Yeah,
a vessel
so
falling down the path that they don't have to
everybody
take,
who I
pour over my blessings
maintain a
into
relationship
those
with
around me.
wasn't able to all be here today or even testify.
In prison
But
there is
be a mentor
opportunities
to the
talk to
youth
them
at times to be a
daily,
mentor
weekly,
or
bi-weekly.
orientations, things like that. Is that something?
My supporters very deeply, and I want to maintain a relationship with them for the rest of my life.
Now you're going to talk about the case itself, right? But you were taking accountability, remorseful, and by that, and you want to make.
To the victim, I just I understand that it's hard losing a child, a best friend, a brother, a cousin, and for that I just cannot say sorry enough. I feel terrible about the situation, but I'm a firm believer that God can use anything for good that the devil wanted for bad. And so I am grateful for the people I've met, for the lessons that I've learned, for just this experience in general, because it's one that I'll never forget, and it's going to shape the rest of my life.
Sounds like there's that saying, it's kind of cheesy, but you make lemons out of lemonade or whatever. Make
Lemonade out of lemons.
Somehow. I obviously don't make lemonade, but it sounds to me like you are going to try and make the best of a bad situation. Does that sound about right?
Of course.
And are you going to continue to do that?
Of course. I'm going to try to, continue a humble life, a righteous life, try to do the right things at all times, and,
Will you apprise yourself? We've heard about some, courses and programs and things that you can get involved with to stay